Whenever you're ready.
Morning class. I'm going to say time. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Has anyone in here been to Memphis? That's more than I thought. Today we're just going to talk about some notable history in Memphis, the culture and iconic attractions. And I'm credible on the source because I was born and raised in Memphis. I lived there for 18 years, and now I'm here. Some notable history about Memphis is Dr. Martin Luther King visiting when he was gunned down. And to elaborate on that, Memphis was strongly a part of the civil rights movement because it was down south. A lot of leaders made their way to Memphis because there was a lot of issues going on at the time in the 60s and the 50s. Dr. Martin Luther King was visiting because of a sanitation strike, and on August 4th, he was standing outside the Lorraine Hotel on the second floor when he was gunned down by James Earl Ray. According to history.com, credible because they published it. It's like the History Channel. They basically covered this basic job. It was published in 2010, the article. Elvis is also a well-known figure in history in Memphis because you can't mention rock and roll without mentioning Elvis. He also died in Memphis in 1977. August 16, 1977. And this according to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the officials and the administration. Okay, a little bit more about the culture. Next up is the culture. With tons of history comes tons of culture. Yeah, Memphis is well known for its blues and barbecue, of course. Thriller says there's no other city that has Memphis beat when it comes to legends in blues. W.C. Handy, Rufus Thomas, Muddy Waters, Albert King, B.B. King, Memphis, Minnie, and more. Such as Isaac Hayes, I can go on and on. That's according to Thriller. According to Thriller, yes. They a journalist that covers major cities throughout the United States. That was updated on March 30th, 2015. Memphis, like I said, Memphis is well known for its barbecue, such as so is KC. But they hold the festival that is 3 days in May. It's called Memphis in May. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's huge. It's such a big deal. It's an international festival. Memphis in May became 41 years old this past May, and has been recognized across the country and around the world as one of North America's leading festivals. According to James Holt, the president and CEO of Stax, and the administration of Memphis activities. Here's a video. It's not the best visual, but it's an audio type thing. You can just listen to. It gives you more insight on the blues, Memphis.
African-American musician and band leader W.C. Handy began to experiment with the unusual rhythms and cadence of the former slaves' music. At his headquarters on Beale Street, Handy wrote a wildly popular song called The Memphis Blues. Handy brought the music to a much wider audience, and today is known as the father of the blues. And here on Beale Street, it was was Blues Central. By the 1920s, the sounds of the blues rang out on the streets of Memphis, especially here on Beale Street. In these clubs and restaurants was played some of the hottest music in the country. Over the next 20 years, Louis Armstrong, Muddy Waters,
Attractions. And it's like you see Graceland. That's Elvis Presley House. It's like a museum also in Memphis. The most notable attractions are the National Civil Rights Museum, Graceland, of course, and Statue Museum. Statue Museum, it was a recording studio in the 50s, run by the legend Rufus Thomas, but he went into foreclosure because he couldn't afford it in the 70s. Statue Museum, it worked with several artists in the 50s, such as Isaac Hayes and Johnny Taylor. Those are both very notable and famous legends in the blues. And that's according to Stax. James L. Holt, the president and CEO of Stax Museum. National Civil Rights Museum. Of course, I mentioned earlier, Martin Luther King was gunned down. They have exhibit in the museum where you can walk into the hotel room. You can see everything. Like they still got the blood. I don't know if it's real or not. Well, the blood wise, that would be kind of disgusting. You see the blood on the bed where he was bleeding out and things of that nature. And, that's it. In conclusion, today I inform you all about the culture, the history, and iconic attractions of Memphis. Those are my references. Thank you.
Awesome, great job.